this is my pen drawer. Yes. And I have been avoiding it for the past 5 years. But this year I am trying to declutter my home, and getting to this drawer is a big thing because it means I finally went through all or most of the bigger areas. I am far from done, but tackling few smaller areas here and there is definitely better than nothing, and it adds up. First you have one drawer decluttered, then another, then suddenly a full area of the room is clean and fresh. The whole decluttering process might be overwhelming. It is for me. Focusing on 1 or 2 drawers or shelf at a time makes me less stress and overthinking. Hi, I am RYEMI, and this is maybe unusual video to see on my channel, but with lots of stationery comes the question of where and how to store everything. And I have been battling this for a while now. No matter what I did, how I organized, my journaling and crafting space always felt a bit off. And I know I am not going to resolve all my problems today, but this is a good start. Now, as you can see, I am going through all my pens, and later I will also organize stickers, washi tapes and paper material. First thing first, the dreaded drawer. As you can see, I am testing all of my pens and markers. There are even some pencils there, I did not know that. I need to see if the pens and markers still work, and I am using one of my scribble notebooks to do that. It's a notebook I write stuff down into when I work on my videos to avoid using a bunch of different papers and scraps, just so I could lose them and spend forever looking for those notes, only to then give up and write a new one that might or might not get lost. Again. Yes, I'm speaking from experience. Now I can lose all my notes at once. But it is more difficult to displace a full notebook than a piece of paper. Anyway, I am using already used pages for this swatching because why not? It would feel like wasting a paper using blank ones, and these pages I don't need anymore. I had to throw maybe a quarter of all of my pens away because they were not working anymore, including all of my Archer and Olive acrylograph pens. And that hurt, because those were not cheap, but they were simply not good anymore, and even when there was some ink or paint or whatever left in them, I could tell they would be only frustrating to work with. And that's such a shame. I would love to try some other acrylic pens in the future because I just love the opaqueness, and I know I would use acrylic pens much more if I had some, because yeah, I am so excited about those. But every time I have realized I only have those acrylograph pens, I really did not want to use them. So yes, I am sorry to say, but it will be difficult to find acrylic pens I dislike more. I know many people love acrylographs, but I don't know, they felt so scratchy to me, and I either got way too much paint or none at all. I had one of those early editions, so maybe they are better now. I don't know, hopefully. If you use acrylographs, let me know, because I am very curious, even when I probably won't buy them anymore. Or if you have any other acrylic pens, let me know which ones are your favorite. Okay, enough rambling about acrylographs. As I test everything, I divide it all into big piles. On the left side on the screen, on top I have all markers and brush pens. On the bottom there are pens and pencils. And in the top right, that small pile is colored pencils. I was feeling overwhelmed, I am not going to lie, so doing just 3 big piles was so much easier than trying to sort everything out right away. But when I was done testing every single pen, marker and pencil, I brought a few of those small containers to make some sense of everything. I am putting all black pens into the one on the right and every other pen in the left one. Yes, I have a lot of black pens because I love using them. Then I have this teeny tiny box from a washi tape pack, and I put pencil leads in there. I also found some bigger containers, and I did my best to sort all my markers, brush pens and highlighters in those. Yellows, oranges, pinks and reds to the right, and blues, greens, purples, brown to the left container. I have few of those Tombow pens and they are quite long. They were not fitting properly into the boxes I had, so later I took all of them out and stored them elsewhere. If I ever buy any more pens, it will be those Tombow ones. I love using them, but they are also quite pricey here, so I don't have many of those. I am left with white pens, pencils and colored pencils on the table, but there are few more places where I store my pens. Yeah, this was not everything, guys. And because I felt quite happy with the progress I made, I decided to sort through those as well. In those, I had mostly my water-based Ohuhu markers and Stabilo pens and markers. And yes, those big containers were suddenly too small. Who would have thought, right? I finally found a long enough container for all of these Tombows, and I also found a pencil case full of pens and markers. There were also all of my dot pens, and yeah, I was looking for those. In the end, I decided to put all of my white gel pens in one of those vertical organizers, because I have these on my filming table, so they are within a reach of my hand. I also have this 60-piece set of Ohuhu water-based markers, and while I could put them with the rest of the markers, it would not fit. Also, I love how compact this case in which they came in is, so I am keeping them in there for now. It is time to try and fit those overstuffed containers into the drawer, and yeah, I am sure you could tell this would not be successful. I spilled a few markers out, so then I tried to take all of these small highlighters out of these containers and put them elsewhere, and it certainly helped a bit. Then it was time for the other container with oranges and yellows, and I was slightly more successful, less spillage. And then I even fit both of the pen containers in there with those highlighters hanging out on the side. Don't worry, I will find a better place for them in a second. Okay, time to continue with those vertical organizers. I have 3 of those. I took everything out and reorganized anew. And I went through so many versions of organization here that I am not even going to comment on that. Guys, I have been collecting those pens for a decade now, so I have quite a lot and from different brands because I simply wanted to try everything. And now I have to remind myself that I have a lot. I do not need more, and I should open this drawer more often and use what I have. Also, guys, please tell me what do you think about this video, this narration. I did not want to only put music over the footage because I myself don't really like to watch videos without narration. Occasional music segments are fine, they are perfect, but I often find myself skipping ahead if there is only music. So, because of that, I am doing my best to add a narration, but how the hell are you supposed to narrate a pen organization? I so hope it is not boring, but if you got this far into the video, I guess not. Thank you, I appreciate it. Also, this box you see in the background, those bunnies in hats, that's a jigsaw puzzle I worked on just before I did this organization. It is so cute, but those bunnies are tricky. I kept the puzzle there because I hope to do it again in the near future. Lastly, I decided to do a bit more work in this drawer I just organized. While I was working on the other organizers, I was thinking about those blues and greens. They were bothering me so much because I knew that every single time I will look for a marker, I will do a big mess and I will subconsciously avoid the drawer altogether because I would not want to deal with that, and so this whole organization would be useless. I clicked out the drawer next to it. Yes, there were 2. And the other one was full of crap that I condensed into a smaller box and put it back. But I can now fit another box in the second drawer. This is just a cardboard box from some other packaging I had lying around because I did not have any more of those containers. And I put all brown and gray pens in that one, so greens, blues and purples could breathe more. And it is so much better now. I guess that was enough about pens and markers. I got some stationery from small businesses recently. I showed you in one of my recent videos. And before I put the washi tapes away, I want to put them in my swatch book. So let's do that now. I have these new washi tapes by Marigona Sully. I want to do a swatch in my reusable sticker album, just so I know what everything I have. And she made another one of these cloud washi tapes and I just adore them so much. Next, maybe we should put this one in. I am just so happy I have a blank page right next to the last Marigona Sully haul. Oh, adorable. So maybe 2 individual swatches. Also, if you are hearing cars in the background, it's because I have window open because it is extremely warm in here, so I just needed some fresh air. Okay, adorable. I don't know why this does not want to stick. I usually don't have that problem when using this washi tape in my journals, so I don't know what's going on. I was thinking of like a real-time stationery organization video, but that will take me for hours, guys, because I have no idea how to organize everything. So that's why you have voiceovers in this video, but this is just the easiest way to do this for me currently. Okay, and now let's do this one. Oh, it's so cute. I'm not sure I will be able to take this off, so I'm just not going to. And we are going to start with this. Oh, that's so cute. Adorable. There are quite a few. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 designs. Let's just put a few in here. And yeah, it actually works like a stamp. Oh, why is it doing that? I am sure when this journal will get closed, the weight of a paper will make it stick better. Oh, that's so weird. This never happened before. Okay, maybe let's add 3 like this. There is one more and that one is completely different. But I just could not resist a good academia design. This is just so perfect. Okay, so let me put maybe 2 rows, and that way I will fill the page completely. Yeah. Okay, so this is a little washi tape haul, and most of these you will definitely see in one of my 2026 journal setups. Probably a reading journal, but nothing is for sure yet. Okay, so let's close it. I just realized I also bought a few washi tapes from Le Picaro. Yeah, just a few. That's a Czech stationery store and they are closing. So I went and bought a few of the washi tapes. This is Lela Journals. I just love these tapes. Oh, let's do it right here. We have this beautiful bookshelf. I wanted to buy this one first time I shopped the Le Picaro stationery store, They contacted me, they did not actually have any, but it's fine, they were very nice and I got to choose something else, and I used that exchanged washi tape so many times. I love it so much. But now I finally have this and it's adorable. Let's try these flowers. That's so lovely. I like to do these swatches especially with tapes like this, because this does not look very nice. But when you put it on paper, it's actually beautiful. This, look at this, so pretty. And this is curling as well. Maybe it's because of the temperature inside. I don't know. I don't know what's going on and I don't like that. So pretty. Now this looks like it was made maybe in the same shop as the ones from Marigona Soli. I don't know, it just seems like it, especially because of this green tape. So nice. This is adorable. And we have again 10 designs, but I think this one is thicker. Let me see. Yeah, there's a difference. I will be quite sad when this shop closes, but that's their decision and I completely understand, because having a stationery shop or any small business as well as a full-time job, it's a lot. Yeah, these are so nice. Now let's do maybe this one. So this is green and purple. Oh, lovely. I just could not resist a good grit tape. And I don't have this shade of blue yet. And a simple orange, because the only orange tape I have is the checkered pattern and I love that, so I thought it would be nice to be able to combine these two. And yeah, that's a little Le Picaro haul. It's just so fun, all of these colors. I have a piece of sticker paper, so what I like to do, it's what I have done in here. I just write the name of the stationery store or of the author on the sticker paper and stick it in here. So, even when I know who is who, it's good to have just name in there. Yeah. Okay, that's done. Now I can go back to reorganizing everything. It's time for stickers and sticker sheets. During those many years I have been journaling and using stationery, I have not found a good sticker organization that I would keep using. I think it was last year or maybe even year before when I put all my stickers into a binder, and honestly, while it seemed like a perfect idea, all stickers being together in one place, I just did not use it as much as I thought I would. Today I am not going to redo that system because I don't know what works for me yet. So here I am going to stickers I got fairly recently, and I will try a different kind of organization this time. I am doing small piles based on the main color of the sticker, and I am also putting stickers and sticker sheets separately. At this point, I have absolutely no idea how to organize this. It will depend on boxes and containers I have available. But first thing first, dividing by colors. We have purples, oranges, yellows, blues, teals, pinks, mini section of reds and brown as well. I am always unsure how to organize stickers and washi tapes because you can do that by color, by brand, by a theme, if there is a character or not, and none of these are perfect. I tried organizing by theme and it did not work well, so I am going to try a color organization this time. And that is also quite difficult because there are often so many colors on one sticker and my brain just shortcuts every so often, but I think I did a decent job. Also, using color as a dividing factor might be best for my personal approach to stationery, because when I work on my journal, on my book reviews, I almost always focus on the color of the stationery. Theme is secondary unless I have just a perfect sticker for this or that. So yeah, let's hope I am right and this will finally work. Also, stickers with, let's say, a strong theme, I will always create a separate category for, like Halloween ones or Christmas, stuff like that. I found this pink organizer recently and I thought it would be perfect for my sticker sheets, and it is mostly. I can fit those slimmer sticker sheets in the 4 front sections. I ended up combining few categories I created earlier into one sections, but I am okay with that. I also added big single stickers into this organizer and I put all bigger sticker sheets in the long back section. I would love if all of these sticker sheets of the same color were in one place, so maybe I will have to find better organizer, but for now it will work. It might seem like a big mess, but I would rather take this off the shelf and flip through the sticker sheets like that than if I had to take out the binder and flip through countless sleeves and then look through the sleeve if there is something I would like to use and then put it back. Putting it back is something I struggle with the most. I know this might seem like a stupid problem to have. Oh man, I have so many stickers, I am too lazy to look through them. Yeah, I know how I sound, but with everything that is going on in the world right now, I need to put all my attention to these banalities, otherwise I would fall into depressed state, and we do not want that. I am also dealing with some health problems, and we are back to protesting against current political situation here in Slovakia, so focusing on the small things I love is honestly like a lifeboat right now. This year needs to end soon because it is being too much. We have had enough, and I hope 2026 will be much nicer to all of us. Okay, we do not want to be sad here, so let's go back to stickers. I am not sure how good or bad this solution is, but I have these wired baskets. I was looking for something else, but this was the best store had to offer. So what I am doing here is that I just put all sticker piles of certain color into the basket, and because I have only 4, I again combine few piles. There is browns and beiges in one, oranges and reds in another, purples and pinks together, and then blues and greens. There are no black stickers for some reason, but I do have quite a few of those somewhere, so I will use another basket or container for those later. Now this is the main source of my stationery headache: material papers, or better said, everything that is not sticky. I have so many different bits and pieces, some frames, bigger papers, smaller papers, scraps, whatever you can think of, and they are all stored in different places, which certainly does not help. My main goal is to put everything together, and I chose this big transparent container for that. There are 5 smaller sections in the back and 1 big one in the front. I started with these smaller cubbies in the back, and I put all frames in the first one, and the remaining 4 I used for sorting the papers by color. Again, there is a yellow section, then blue and green one, next is browns with black and white papers, and the last one is for everything pink and red. And I did manage to put everything in there, from colored papers to ephemera pieces to notepads, doilies, sticky notes, everything. I hope it will actually inspire me to use different stationery pieces on my pages, because while I will be looking through one of these sections, I might spot something unexpected that would be lovely for the current project. And because as I said, most mostly decorate by color, putting everything together feels really good. There is a lot to go through. As I said, I have paper pieces everywhere. So I am slowly making my way through all of the random containers with random stationery items. I got rid of 3 or even 4 containers, and now I have almost everything in this one. In the front section, I am putting everything bigger that would not fit into those smaller cubbies. There are mostly notepads and sticky notes and some frames as well. It is honestly a mishmash, but for me, this system is, I hope, better because everything is in one place and I won't need to go through many different boxes because honestly, I might forget I have something. That happens more often than I would like to admit. I found some more stickers, so I am sorting those as well, and I took all of them out of their packaging, so I can simply go and look through everything without having to open each bag, making it as barrier-free as possible. While it is just a few seconds to open each bag, it adds up, and then I need to put everything away and again into those little baggies, and that is my most procrastinated task. With no packaging on my stickers, there will be less procrastination and hopefully less mess. After each project, I can now simply throw everything into a container and be done. And I am so excited about that. I also used one of those folding crates for all bigger papers and paper packs. Previously, I had all of these and my sticker books together. There were also some smaller papers and offcuts in there, and it was just so messy. So I sorted everything out, and not only does it look better, it is also more functional. I have these acrylic organizers. I hope to buy more, but I could not find them anymore. I love that these have sections and there is no lid, so I do not have to fuss with that. In these, I am putting sticker packs to again get rid of the packaging so I can freely rummage through everything. And most of these are in the vintage style, but there are also some gothic ones as well. These are the example of stickers that have a theme, so I want to have them separately. I would love it better if the whole organization was either in the wired ones or in these acrylic ones, but I am currently working with what I have, and only with time I will figure out what works and what does not. Lastly, I found these. I think they are nail polish organizers or something like that, and I decided to put some of my favorite washi tapes in there and also some seasonal ones. I plan on maybe switching them out every few months or so, or maybe when I will work on something bigger, I might store project stationery in there. Or I can have there a few washi tapes I rarely use to get inspired and actually use them in my journal. It is much easier for me to get excited about something and add it into my journal when I see it right in front of me. That is quite a number of containers. Yes, I know, but it is quite a few less than I had before. And for everything to be in one place and as close to my filming space as possible, I bought this simple white shelf. It is supposed to be hanged on a wall, but I do not want to commit to that yet, and also it barely does not fit between my table and the shelf already installed on the wall, so I just turned it upside down and made it sit on the table. I managed to fit almost all of the containers on this shelf. I did not expect that, to be honest. Okay guys, it seems I am done with organization for now. Well, I won't touch that for the next few months. So let me quickly show you what I did. I put up this shelf, and here I usually put all paper scraps and all things like that while I am filming, so I have something on hand. Here are all of my papers and paper scraps and everything really, and I put it down on this shelf because it is quite heavy, so it will kind of weight this shelf down. Okay, here we have all of the sticker sheets and big stickers. Here are all of my very often used washi tapes And up there are all of my current favorites and all of the tapes that inspire me right now. And here are some of the basics. All of my sticker books. I don't have that many, so this little crate was just enough. And here I have my paper pads and stamp sets and individual stickers. That's about it, I guess. So up there I have some journals. These are very, very old books that I'm using for paper scraps. Here are my Ohuhu markers. This is my reusable sticker book, and this is a binder full of stickers and sticker sheets. So I will have to go through that, but not now. I have enough of organization, and this requires a lot of thinking. Again, in this little binder are all of my number stickers, and here are those things with smaller stickers. I basically had nowhere else to put them, and this is just where I can reach. If I wanted to put them up there, I can't reach there. That's such a problem, being very short and needing to have everything where you can see it but also reach it. So yeah, I am just doing the best what I can. The only thing I have not figured out yet is all of my letter stickers, mainly because of these big sticker sheets. I am also thinking about maybe just cutting them to half or maybe to quarters, so it will be easier to store. And also this big thing is full of papers, and I am so happy everything is in one place. It might feel disorganized, but to me this right now feels like the best solution. I don't have to go look through million boxes and everything to find something. So this will probably just live somewhere close where I am filming, maybe even here at the edge of the table. I am not sure, but this is definitely much easier to store than everything I had before. Yeah, that's I guess it. Oh, I think I showed you all of the washi tapes before, but let me show you again. I am storing all of my washi tapes in one Kallax box, and I installed the drawers in there, so that's where I keep my washi tapes, and they are hands reach from where I am standing when I film my videos, so that's perfect. Then I have two under desk drawers that I put some washi tapes in there as well, because I really did not have an idea where else to put them. And this under desk drawer has all of my stamps. I also need to kind of reorganize that, but for now, like, everything is in here, so that's fine. And this is the only drawer that I can fully take out. The rest I can't really do that with, so I used these boxes from Notebook Therapy sets to store my washi tapes in there. And that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and maybe I've inspired you to do some stationery organization if you need to do so. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have absolutely a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.